Hey, school success makers. Welcome to another edition of the School Success Podcast. I'm your host, Mitchell Slater, and today we're going to do something new that we've actually never done before. We're going to try it out and see how it goes. We kind of finished our mini series where we're going through things that you guys can do to help with enrollment, since we're obviously right in the middle of enrollment season. But then we've had some just great episodes in the past, and we've had over 100 episodes for the School Success Podcast, which is just awesome. So many great people, great interviews, and just great things that I've learned, and I know you guys have learned as well. So we're going to try something. We're going to do some episodes with just highlights of the different things we've learned from the different guests we've had on, and we're going to try and piece a few of them together for each week, so you guys can kind of get a recap of some of the biggest takeaways, the biggest moments that we've had on the podcast. So that's what we're going to do. So a little different, but I hope you guys enjoy and get some little nuggets from the episodes that you can, again, as always, take back to your school to make it better than it is right now. So please enjoy this week's highlights and episodes from past episodes on the School Success Podcast. Enjoy.
Time for school.
My wife and I come from a business background. We are marketers and public relations practitioners. We're in the private sector for a long time. We decided to start a charter school. We've invested our treasure, blood, sweat, and tears to actually get it up and running. This is in 2009. We got it approved. We've started with a K-3. Last year we graduated some of our early students, from that time out of high school. So it's been an amazing ride. But the story is both bittersweet. Charter schools, as folks know, especially in California, they're always on a daily basis under attack. We do it with a lot of love, a lot of love for the community, a lot of love for the children, and that trumps everything, So we're really happy to do it. We've come to education by way of, we don't even know. It was providence, right? Divine providence, but we're here. My wife isn't an educator either, neither am I, but we love education, and that's what we're here for.
A lot of my experiences have been around working with reading with students and really getting students to be able to read on grade level, which is a challenge all in itself. And one of the biggest things, I'd say for me, a lot of my journey has been really learning others, because in education, we all work together. And so it is about learning those who you work with, learning teachers, learning staff members, learning other leaders, and then figuring out how you can push them and how you can help them grow. While you yourself are still evolving, still learning how to lead, and still learning how to make sure that everyone is moving in the way that they should be moving.
Hey, school success makers, just a really quick break from the episode to highlight our amazing sponsors over at America's Christian Credit Union. They are celebrating 65 years of service this year, and they provide essential school banking services and a tuition financing program for schools looking to reduce their risk and administrative burden. And you guys can find out all about them on their website, americaschristiancu.com/schools. That's americaschristiancu.com/schools. They are amazing over there, and I always like to say, if you're a school that collects tuition and you have a hard time collecting all of tuition at the end of the year, maybe it comes around May, June, you're like, man, we only got collected 95 or 98% of what tuition was owed to our school. One of the things you can do is have your parents get a tuition financing loan through the credit union, and then they pay the credit union directly, and you get your funds up front at the beginning of the year as the school. So you don't have to chase people throughout the year, and you can focus on what you do best, and that is loving and educating your students. And it doesn't cost your school anything to do it. So check them out online, americaschristiancu.com/schools. All right, back to the show.
10 years ago when we started, it was really difficult to do. Nowadays, it's even more difficult to do, but can it be done? Yes, it can. It's really heart-wrenching work. You have to be committed. When me and my wife first started, one of the things that happened to me was started looking for other charter school people to mentor me. And the first one I ran into was a guy out of San Diego. And he told me everything that you're going to be doing has to start with love. And I was like, what's he talking about? Fast forward a few years after that, there's no doubt about it.
So I think we built a great relationship. I think a lot of it has been me understanding the students and understanding the staff and trying to be supportive. And in providing support, I think that that has really helped us to build a relationship. I always lead from a space of empathy, and being empathetic, you learn to understand people where they are so that you're able to move them. And I think that has really allowed our relationship to grow here at this particular school. I'd say another thing about the relationship is that the school feels like a family. It really feels like a family here. And so teachers pitch in, students really are always excited to come through the door. Teachers are helpful to one another. It really is like a family, and I think that has really been what has helped the school to sustain even through like challenging times.
Hey, school success makers, just a really quick break to highlight one of our amazing sponsors, and that is ClassReach. Now, ClassReach supports schools of all sizes from application to graduation. Take charge of your school with ease, power, and mobility using ClassReach, the school management software administrators and teachers love using. You can get your free demo at classreach.com. That's classreach.com. They are amazing people, and they provide this amazing SIS software for you to keep track of your students' grades, communicating with families that are enrolled, and a whole bunch more. So again, check it all out on their website, classreach.com. They are awesome. All right, now back to the show.
What I was taught, right? The advice somebody gave me, which is, everything starts from love, right? If you love what you do and that oozes out of you, I think you'll go a long, long way. If it's about the children, if it's everything you do is centered around children with love, you can't do anything but succeed. So that's my advice.
One, thinking about leaving advice with one of their leaders that are listening is to lead from a space of empathy. Um, while this is already a challenging job, it was challenging before COVID. Um, it is challenging every day to come in, and so lead from a space of empathy. I would say that would be one of my encouragements. And then I would say to teachers is something that I say to our teachers is just do the best you can and know that you've done the best you can. And when you know that you've done the best you can, don't worry about overworking yourself. Don't overextend yourself, but do the best you can within your ability. And doing that, I think, really will, one, help move our students along, but also keep you mindful of yourself because that's so important. It is so important that you are still mindful of yourself. Often in the education profession, we give so much of ourselves and we are left on just reserve tank. And so you have to be mindful of yourself and what fuels your fire.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that recap of some of the past episodes we've had on the podcast. And as always, I'm just hoping that you guys can take at least one thing away from any of these episodes that you can take back to your school to make your school better than it is right now. There's so many great things inside of these podcast episodes that we're hoping you guys can take back and use. So if you need to, go back and scan through some of the episodes. You can read through them and see some of the different people we've interviewed, the topics that we've talked about, and maybe you can grab something from there that maybe you're currently in the middle of or you're going through, or you just wanted some extra help or guidance on. Great way to kind of scan back through and look at the podcast. But hoping you guys kind of enjoy these kind of quick recap episodes. And as always, I've mentioned it before, we have three great free resources for you guys to check out. The first one, of course, is what you're listening to right now. It is the podcast. It's free weekly episodes coming out that we want you guys to make sure you're chiming into and listening to and soaking in. The second one, we have a great Facebook community that we want you guys to make sure you're a part of, completely free, and it's called School Success Makers. So if you're on Facebook, go join in there. I'm personally in there. Love to see you in there as well. Or you can ask questions, connect with some different school leaders that are in there from all over the world. And then the last and last one of all of that is our School Success Report, which you can sign up for on our website currently, schoolsuccessmakers.com. In the top right-hand corner, you can click the button School Success Report. It is a weekly email that will go out, just kind of going over different articles that our team has written, highlighting some teachers, giving some articles and ideas that we have come across that we want to make sure you guys are seeing as well. So make sure you're getting that every week. Some great content that the team has prepared so we can put it out there for you guys to check out. And as always, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, or ideas, we want to hear from those, and we want to hear from you with those. So please contact us through our website, schoolsuccessmakers.com, and let us know those so we can better serve you guys. And we love you. We appreciate you. And we'll be back here next week with another awesome episode as usual on the School Success Podcast. We'll see you then.